Hello students, all of you welcome for the next part of the topic reproduction. Next part that we are going to study is the female reproductive system. In the previous lecture we have studied male reproductive system and function of the male reproductive system, characteristics of male reproductive system, okay, and how reproductive cell is produced by the male reproductive system. That we have studied. Okay, that is production of sperms by the testes. So testes is a primary sex organ in male, and now the next that we are going to study is female reproductive system and its characteristics. As we know, reproductive organs play important role in reproduction, and with the help of this, organisms can give rise to their new generation. They can increase the number of individual. Any species of organism can increase the population of that species by reproduction. Increasing individuals of that species by reproduction is possible. So this reproductive system we are studying in case of human being, female. Let us start with the female reproductive system. First of all, let me tell you which parts are present in the female reproductive system. Starting with the primary sex organ of female reproductive system is ovary. Ovary is present in a pair, means in one reproductive system of female there is a presence of two ovaries. That is pair of ovary. One pair of ovary means total number of two ovaries are present in the reproductive system. And what is the function of ovary? The function of ovary is to produce egg. As I have highlighted over here, ovaries produce egg, which is a reproductive organ of female. And how egg is produced by the ovary, that one by one, for one time, left ovary will produce the egg, and for next reproductive cycle, the ova or egg is produced by another ovary, right ovary. Okay, so one by one, both the ovaries can produce egg. Egg is also called as ova. And both the ovaries are functional for producing ova. Ovary also produces reproductive hormones like progesterone and estrogen. Ovaries produce reproductive hormones like progesterone and estrogen for proper functioning of reproductive system and also for the development of secondary sexual characters in the organism. So that is the function of ovary. Next, ovary is present in lower abdominal cavity. So what is the location of ovary? It is in the lower abdominal cavity of the female. Both sides, left and right side, ovary is present, and it is in the lower abdominal cavity of the female. Next, oviduct. This tube-like structure that you can see over here is called as oviduct, or it is also called as fallopian tube. Now, what is the function of oviduct or fallopian tube? It is also in one pair. Like ovaries, it is present in one pair, means two tubes you can see over here, left and right. So one pair of fallopian tube is present. Fallopian tubes from inside they are ciliated. These are the cilia present over here in the inside lining of the fallopian tube. There is a hair-like structure called as cilia, and this cilia play important role in pushing the ovum. when ovum comes into fallopian tube, this is pushed further in this direction towards the uterus by the cilia. So this hair-like structure helps to push this ovum towards the uterus. So for that purpose, cilia is present in the fallopian tube, both the fallopian tubes. Also, it is muscular. Fallopian tubes are muscular; they can contract and relax for pushing ova further. Oviduct conducts ovum via it and allow to fertilize. Allow fertilization means what? Fallopian tube can conduct the ova through it, means it allowed to pass through it, and when ovum comes over here, then this ovum waits for fertilization over here. So when fertilization occurs, then this ovum is pushed into the uterus. Okay, so that is also the function of oviduct, that it provides place for fertilization. Means union of male sperm, male gametophyte, that is male sperm cell and female egg cell. They come together and meet in the fallopian tube. Okay, so it provides place, a platform for fertilization. Next is uterus. So what uterus is? Uterus is the empty space in the reproductive system of female. This big empty space is nothing but uterus. So what is the function of uterus? This whole portion that you can see is uterus. Function of uterus is fertilization of egg and then development of the egg. So when egg is fertilized, it is pushed into the uterus and development of the baby occurs. Development of baby occurs in uterus. So what happens when this developed egg is fertilized, that is pushed into the uterus, and this egg is implanted on the endometrium. This egg is implanted on the endometrium. This is the endometrial layer. Okay, implanted on the endometrium layer, and then the development of baby takes place in this uterine cavity. This empty space is for development of baby. Next part is cervix. Cervix is the narrow opening of the uterus. Cervix is narrow small opening of the uterus from where sperms, male sperms deposited here can travel here and go inside the oviduct for fertilization. So for that, narrow opening of cervix is present. Cervix. Then endometrium layer. This layer you can see. This I'll shade it. Show you this in the shading. The whole shaded portion is endometrium. And what is endometrium? Endometrium is a layer made by the uterus for development of the embryo, because the embryo is implanted on the endometrial layer and then development of the baby takes place. Okay, for that purpose the endometrium layer is produced by reproductive system of female for every reproductive cycle. Every reproductive cycle means there is a appearance of menstrual cycle of 28 days in female for development of the ova, and after 28 days, if egg is not fertilized, that is removed out of the reproductive system of female, and then what happens? The new egg is produced by the reproductive system of the female for next menstrual cycle. Then the next important part is vagina. Vagina is the part of female reproductive system where sperms are populated by the male for reproduction. And then what happens when sperms are populated in the vagina, then the sperms can travel into the uterus and then to the oviduct. So that is the vagina, and what is the characteristics of vagina is 7.5 centimeter is the length of the vagina, and it is muscular tube, and sperms are populated in the vagina, so it is called as population tube or population canal, and also it is called as birth canal. Means birth canal, it is said like that because baby is delivered through this tube, through this canal. When the total complete development of baby occurs, then baby is delivered out of the uterus through this vagina. So it is birth canal and also it is a population canal. Next is vulva. Vulva is also a part of female reproductive system, which is not shown in the diagram because it is external genitalia of female. It is the external reproductive organ of the female, which is efficient to generate the stimulations. Okay, so that is the vulva. It is the external genitalia, means reproductive organ. Genital organ means reproductive organ. So in this way we complete the female reproductive system and parts of female reproductive system and their function. Okay, so important primary reproductive organ in female is ovary, which produces ova, that is egg, and also produces the reproductive hormones known as estrogen and progesterone, which is helpful for proper functioning of the ovary and the whole reproductive system. And also these hormones play important role in growth and development of reproductive organs. Okay, also secondary character are developed due to the hormones produced by the ovary. So what are secondary characters we will study in the next lecture. So regarding topic, if you have any doubt, you ask it and get it clear. Thank you.